You wake up one morning, stand in front of the mirror, and something feels different. It's not dramatic. It's not sudden. It's subtle. A quiet frustration you don't talk about. Your body doesn't respond the way it once did. There was a time when energy surged through you without effort. Blood moved fast, strong, full of life. Now it feels slower, sometimes delayed, sometimes absent. And the hardest part? You don't fully understand why. Most men over 60 assume it's just age. They blame testosterone. They blame stress. They blame themselves. But here's the truth, very few people explain clearly. It's not about willpower. It's not even mainly about hormones. It's about circulation. It's about the internal highways that carry oxygen, nutrients, and vitality to every single cell in your body. And when those highways narrow or stiffen, performance changes. Confidence shifts. Energy drops. Now, here's something even more surprising. There's a simple vitamin one you've known about your entire life that can dramatically support this system. A vitamin so common you've probably overlooked it for decades. Yet when used correctly, in the right form, it can increase blood flow within minutes. I'm Dr. Mika Hayashi, a urologist who has spent over 20 years studying how vascular health influences male performance. Today, I want to show you how something as basic as vitamin C, yes, ordinary vitamin C, can help restore stronger circulation, firmer function, and renewed confidence. No prescription drugs, no complicated stacks of pills, no gimmicks, just water, the right form of this vitamin, and an understanding of how your body truly works. It may sound too simple, but stay with me, because what makes this work isn't hype, it's biology. And by the end of this series, you'll understand exactly why it works so quickly, and why so many men feel a difference sooner than they ever expected. Let's begin by talking about what's really happening inside your body. This isn't simply getting older. What's actually happening is gradual tightening of the blood vessels that feed every organ, including the ones that matter most to you. When you were younger, your arteries were flexible and wide open. They expanded instantly when you needed energy, strength, or intimacy. Blood flowed freely. Pressure built easily. But over time, oxidative stress builds up. Poor diet, inactivity, environmental toxins, and everyday stress begin to damage the inner lining of your arteries. That lining is called the endothelium. It's smooth, delicate, and incredibly important. It produces nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for telling your blood vessels to relax and open. When the endothelium becomes stiff, it stops producing enough nitric oxide, and without nitric oxide, blood cannot rush where it needs to go. That's when you notice changes. Colder hands and feet, slower recovery after exercise, moments when desire is present but your body doesn't cooperate. Most men assume it's low testosterone, but often, the deeper issue is vascular function, how responsive and flexible your blood vessels are. The health of your endothelium affects everything: blood pressure, heart health, mental clarity, bedroom performance. It's the invisible control center of circulation. When it weakens, the entire system weakens. That's why the solution isn't forcing performance. It's restoring the foundation, improving blood flow at the cellular level. And this is where a specific form of vitamin C becomes surprisingly powerful. When used properly, it doesn't just support immunity, it helps reactivate the chemistry your body relied on for effortless circulation in your younger years. Even more remarkable, you don't need months to see change. Some men report feeling differences within an hour. So how does something so simple create such a rapid shift? Think of your body as a high-performance engine. Blood flow is the fuel system. Nitric oxide is the spark plug. Without both working perfectly together, nothing runs the way it should. Every time you feel aroused, your brain sends a signal down through your nervous system. That signal reaches the lining of your arteries, the endothelium, and tells it to release nitric oxide. This tiny gas molecule has one powerful job. It tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. When they open, blood rushes in, pressure builds. Function follows naturally. When you were younger, this system worked instantly. The signal was strong. The response was immediate. But as the years pass, something changes. Oxidative stress begins to accumulate like rust inside metal pipes. Free radicals, unstable molecules created by stress, poor diet, pollution, lack of sleep start attacking nitric oxide. They destroy it almost as quickly as your body produces it. At the same time, the enzyme responsible for creating nitric oxide, called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, often shortened to eNOS, becomes less efficient. Sluggish. Less responsive. The result isn't psychological. It isn't imagination. It's chemistry. Your endothelium stiffens. Your arteries narrow. The signal from your brain still arrives, but the blood vessels don't respond the way they once did. And when blood flow weakens, confidence follows. Now here's where vitamin C changes the picture completely. This water-soluble nutrient does three critical things that directly revive your circulation system. First, it strengthens the structure of your blood vessels. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production. Collagen is the protein that gives your arteries strength and flexibility. Without enough vitamin C, your vessels lose elasticity. They become brittle and less capable of expanding under pressure. But when collagen production is supported, arteries regain their ability to stretch and respond. Second, vitamin C helps reactivate nitric oxide production. Remember that enzyme eNOS? Vitamin C supports its activity. When vitamin C levels are low, nitric oxide production drops significantly. Restore those levels, and the nitric oxide factory turns back on. Blood vessels begin responding again. Third, and this is crucial, vitamin C protects nitric oxide from destruction. As a powerful antioxidant, it neutralizes free radicals before they can break down nitric oxide. Think of it as a shield guarding the very molecule responsible for healthy blood flow. So instead of forcing your body with stimulants, vitamin C helps repair the system itself. It strengthens the pipes, it boosts the spark, it protects the signal. Clinical studies support this. Research shows that even a single dose of vitamin C can improve something called flow-mediated dilation. That's a direct measurement of how well arteries expand after being briefly restricted. In men with compromised vascular health, improvements have been recorded within hours, not weeks. That speed surprises many people. But when you understand the mechanism, it makes sense. You're not waiting for hormones to change. You're enhancing a chemical reaction that already exists inside you. And here's where it becomes even more interesting. The real secret isn't just taking vitamin C. It's how you take it. Most men swallow tablets and assume the job is done. But tablets must first dissolve in the stomach. Then they pass into the intestines, where absorption slowly occurs. During that delay, part of the dose is lost. Blood levels rise gradually, not sharply. But when pure ascorbic acid powder is dissolved directly into water, everything shifts. The vitamin is already in liquid form. It doesn't need to break down. It's absorbed quickly through the stomach and intestinal lining. Blood concentrations rise much faster, often within 30 to 45 minutes. And that rapid increase matters, because nitric oxide production responds to availability. When vitamin C spikes in the bloodstream, it fuels eNOS activity, protects nitric oxide, and primes your vessels to dilate more efficiently exactly when you want them to. Timing becomes everything. Drink it on an empty stomach, and absorption is faster and cleaner. Food slows the process, so giving your body 30 to 60 minutes before eating allows the vitamin to enter circulation at full strength. If you anticipate needing peak performance, drinking it about an hour beforehand aligns perfectly with its peak blood levels. Now the question becomes practical. How much do you need? And what's the exact method that creates the strongest effect without overdoing it? So let's make this practical, because knowledge only matters if you can apply it correctly. For general health, most guidelines suggest 100 to 200 milligrams of vitamin C per day. That's enough to prevent deficiency. But we're not talking about avoiding scurvy, we're talking about optimizing vascular performance. And for that, research consistently shows that higher amounts between 500 and 2,000 milligrams produce a much stronger effect on blood vessel dilation. Here's a simple method that many of my patients use. Take a clean glass and pour in 8 to 16 ounces of water. Add 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of pure ascorbic acid powder. Stir until it dissolves completely. The taste will be sharp, tart, almost like unsweetened lemonade. That sharpness tells you it's pure. If you prefer, you can add a little stevia or a squeeze of lemon. Avoid sugar. Sugar works against nitric oxide and undermines the entire goal. Drink it on an empty stomach. Either first thing in the morning or 60 to 90 minutes before you want peak circulation. You can sip it slowly for steadier absorption, or drink it more quickly if you want a faster spike in blood levels. Within 30 to 45 minutes, vitamin C concentration in your bloodstream can rise significantly. That's when nitric oxide production becomes more active. That's when vessels become more responsive. Now, you might be wondering, why powder? Why not tablets or capsules? Pure ascorbic acid powder contains no fillers, binders, or added minerals. It's clean. It absorbs quickly. It delivers exactly what your body needs without delay. Other forms like sodium ascorbate or calcium ascorbate are gentler on the stomach but add sodium or calcium. If you're monitoring blood pressure or mineral intake, those additions may not be ideal. That's why pure ascorbic acid powder is often the most direct and effective option for vascular support. But here's where things get even more powerful. Vitamin C, on its own, is effective. Yet when combined with specific nutrients that support nitric oxide production, the results can be amplified dramatically. Let's start with L-Arginine. L-Arginine is an amino acid your body uses as raw material to produce nitric oxide. It's the fuel source. But there's a limitation. If your nitric oxide producing enzymes are sluggish, as they often are with age, arginine alone may not create a strong effect. This is where vitamin C becomes critical. It supports the enzyme eNOS, helping convert arginine into nitric oxide more efficiently. So when you combine the two, you're providing both the fuel and the activation system at the same time. A practical combination looks like this. Around 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C plus 2 to 3 grams of L-Arginine dissolved together in water, taken 60 to 90 minutes before desired effect. But we can go one step further. L-Citrulline is another amino acid that converts into arginine inside the body. Unlike arginine, which can be used up quickly, citrulline converts slowly. That means it provides sustained nitric oxide production for several hours. When you add 3 to 5 grams of L-Citrulline to your vitamin C drink, you're supporting both immediate and prolonged blood flow, immediate activation from arginine, sustained support from citrulline, protection and enhancement from vitamin C. And there's another layer most men overlook: B vitamins. Specifically, B6, B9, folate, and B12. These vitamins help regulate homocysteine, a compound in the blood that can damage arterial walls when elevated. High homocysteine levels are common in men over 60 and often go unnoticed. Yet they quietly stiffen arteries and impair endothelial function. By keeping homocysteine in check, B vitamins support smoother, more flexible blood vessels. When combined with vitamin C and nitric oxide, supporting amino acids, they create a comprehensive vascular strategy. For those who want a complete formula, here's an example blend. 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of pure ascorbic acid, 3 grams of L-Citrulline, 3 to 5 grams of L-Arginine, 100 milligrams of magnesium citrate for smooth muscle relaxation, and a B-complex supplement providing B6, B9, and B12. Dissolve it in 16 ounces of cold water. Drink on an empty stomach. Wait about an hour. Many men report warmer hands and feet, greater mental clarity, increased alertness, improved responsiveness. This isn't stimulation, it's restoration. You're supporting collagen synthesis for stronger vessels, activating nitric oxide for dilation, relaxing smooth muscle tissue for better flow control, protecting against oxidative damage, balancing methylation pathways through B vitamins. That's why some men describe feeling years younger. Not because they're artificially boosted, but because circulation is functioning the way it once did. And this brings us to an important question. How do you integrate this into your daily life so the results last not just for a moment, but long term? Now that you understand how to prepare it and how to enhance it, the next step is making it part of your life in a way that creates lasting results, not just a temporary boost. Because here's the truth. Supplements can activate a system, but your daily habits determine whether that system stays strong. Let's begin with timing. If your goal is general cardiovascular health and steady energy, take your vitamin C water first thing in the morning before breakfast. Your stomach is empty, absorption is faster, and your bloodstream receives a clean surge of support right at the start of the day. That early boost helps prime nitric oxide production and improves vascular responsiveness for hours. If your goal is performance, timing becomes strategic. Drink your mixture 60 to 90 minutes before you want maximum circulation. That window aligns with peak blood vitamin C levels. Nitric oxide activity is heightened. Blood vessels are more responsive. The system is primed. Some men prefer steady support throughout the day. In that case, divide your intake, half in the morning, half in the late afternoon or early evening. This keeps nitric oxide production more stable and supports continuous endothelial function. But supplements alone are only part of the equation. What you eat either strengthens nitric oxide or destroys it. For example, beetroot juice is rich in natural nitrates. Your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide through a separate pathway. That means you're supporting circulation from two angles at once. Pomegranate juice provides powerful antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from oxidative damage. Pistachios and walnuts naturally contain arginine. Olive oil and avocado supply healthy fats that support hormone balance and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. When combined with your vitamin C protocol, these foods create synergy. They work together like instruments in an orchestra, each contributing to stronger, smoother circulation. And then there's movement. Even light activity improves endothelial function. A simple 15 to 20-minute walk after meals increases blood flow and stimulates nitric oxide release naturally. Resistance training improves vascular elasticity. Stretching enhances circulation in peripheral tissues. Sleep is equally important. Deep sleep is when your blood vessels repair themselves. Chronic sleep deprivation raises oxidative stress and reduces nitric oxide availability. 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep isn't optional if you want consistent results. Hydration also matters more than most men realize. Blood is mostly water. When you're dehydrated, blood thickens slightly, making circulation less efficient. Simple, clean water throughout the day keeps viscosity optimal and supports smooth flow. When men combine these habits, vitamin C water, supportive foods, light movement, quality sleep, they often report improvements beyond performance alone. They describe clearer thinking, warmer skin, more stamina, greater emotional steadiness. There's a reason for that. Improved circulation benefits every organ. Your heart works more efficiently, your brain receives more oxygen, your muscles recover faster, even your mood improves. In fact, vitamin C also plays a role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin and norepinephrine. These chemicals influence focus, motivation, and confidence. That's why many men feel mentally sharper and more optimistic after consistently supporting their vascular health. Now let's talk about what quietly undermines nitric oxide. Smoking damages the endothelium directly. High sugar intake increases oxidative stress and destroys nitric oxide rapidly. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline, tightening blood vessels and counteracting dilation. Reducing even one of these factors can multiply the effect of everything you're doing right. Think of this not as a quick fix but as a ritual. A glass of vitamin C water in the morning, a walk, balanced meals. A commitment to staying physically and mentally strong. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving function. It's about reminding your body how to perform the way it was designed to. But before you commit long term, there's one question that naturally comes up. Is it safe to maintain this routine for months or even years? Whenever something starts working well, the first question is always the same. Is this safe long term? That's a smart question. And the answer, when it comes to vitamin C used correctly, is reassuring. Vitamin C is one of the most extensively studied nutrients in medical science. It's water-soluble, which means your body uses what it needs and eliminates the rest through urine. Unlike fat-soluble vitamins that can accumulate to harmful levels, vitamin C doesn't build up in toxic amounts under normal use. But safety doesn't mean unlimited dosing. It means intelligent dosing. The key is finding your personal sweet spot. Start with 1,000 milligrams per day dissolved in water on an empty stomach. Pay attention to how your body responds. Most men feel completely comfortable at this level. If everything feels good, no bloating, no digestive discomfort, you can gradually increase to 1,500 or 2,000 milligrams if you're aiming for stronger vascular effects. Some men prefer dividing the dose, 1,000 milligrams in the morning, and another 1,000 milligrams in the afternoon. This keeps blood levels more consistent and supports nitric oxide activity throughout the day. Now, here's something important to understand. If you take too much too quickly, your body will let you know. Loose stools or mild stomach upset are not dangerous. They're simply signs you've exceeded what your system can absorb comfortably at one time. If that happens, reduce the amount slightly and allow your body to adjust. For most men, digestive tolerance begins to decline somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 milligrams per day. There's rarely a reason to go that high for vascular support. More isn't better. Optimal is better. Another concern I often hear is kidney stones. There's a widespread belief that vitamin C supplementation causes them. However, research indicates that moderate intake up to around 2 grams per day does not increase kidney stone risk in healthy individuals. The concern primarily applies to men who already have a history of calcium oxalate stones. If you've had kidney stones before, you can still benefit from vitamin C. Just stay toward the lower end of the effective range and maintain good hydration. Water helps your kidneys flush byproducts efficiently. If you're currently taking prescription medications such as statins, blood thinners, or undergoing chemotherapy, it's wise to consult your physician before starting any new supplement. In most cases, vitamin C does not interfere significantly, but verifying compatibility ensures safety. And let me be clear, this protocol is not a replacement for medical treatment. It's a support system. It enhances your body's natural physiology. It works alongside healthy lifestyle practices and medical guidance. Think of your body like a classic car that's been sitting in the garage for years. You don't replace the engine. You clean the fuel lines. You polish the spark plugs. You restore the original performance. That's what this routine is doing. It's helping your circulation system hum again. Once you've established your comfortable dose, consistency matters more than intensity. Make it part of your rhythm. Each morning or before moments when you want your best physical response. Over the first couple of weeks, many men notice subtle changes. Warmer hands. Improved peripheral circulation. Easier arousal. Steadier energy. By weeks 4 to 6, the improvements often become more noticeable. Blood vessels adapt to higher nitric oxide activity. Endothelial function strengthens. And because this approach supports natural pathways, there's no crash afterward. No dependency. No artificial stimulation. Just improved physiological function. But there's one final piece that determines whether these gains become temporary improvements or lifelong advantages. And that final piece has less to do with chemistry and more to do with mindset. Let's bring everything together. Now you understand the science. You know the method. You know how to prepare it, when to take it, how to combine it, and how to use it safely. But here's the part that often goes unspoken. The transformation isn't only physical, it's psychological. When circulation improves, something shifts internally. When you feel warmth returning to your hands and feet, when responsiveness becomes reliable again, you don't just notice it in private moments, you carry yourself differently. Your posture changes. Your voice steadies. Confidence quietly returns. Because strength isn't only about muscle or hormones. It's about knowing your body will respond when you need it to. That's why this protocol matters beyond performance. It's about reclaiming control. Instead of depending on prescriptions alone, you're activating the chemistry your body was designed to use. You're supporting nitric oxide production. You're strengthening the endothelium. You're protecting your arteries from oxidative damage. And the beauty of it is its simplicity. Each morning before breakfast, dissolve 1,000 milligrams of pure ascorbic acid powder in a glass of water. Stir. Drink slowly. Give your bloodstream what it needs to function at its best. If you want sustained support, add a second glass in the afternoon. If you're preparing for peak performance, time it 60 to 90 minutes beforehand. That's it. 2 small daily decisions that can influence your energy, clarity, stamina, and responsiveness. You don't need to wait months wondering if it's working. Many men notice improvements in circulation and vitality within 1 to 2 weeks. By week 6, the change often feels undeniable, not dramatic, not artificial, just steady and real. This isn't magic, it's restored biology, and when you pair it with light movement, nutrient-dense foods, good sleep, proper hydration, and reduced stress, you create momentum that no quick fix can match. Supplements support the system, habits sustain it. Here's something else worth remembering. The feeling of aging often begins when we believe decline is unavoidable. When you actively improve your vascular health, you challenge that belief. You remind yourself that function can be influenced. That performance isn't just lost, it can be rebuilt. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s regain levels of circulation they thought were gone permanently. Not because they discovered a miracle drug, but because they restored the fundamentals. 1 glass of water, 1 precise dose, 1 consistent habit. So now I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever tried dissolving vitamin C in water instead of swallowing tablets? Did you notice any difference in how your body felt? Share your experience in the comments. Your insight could help another man who's quietly searching for answers. If you found this series helpful, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss future science-based strategies on circulation, hormones, prostate health, and performance. And if there's a topic you'd like covered next, leave your question below. I read the comments and often build future videos around what you ask. Remember this. Sometimes the simplest habits carry the greatest power. You don't have to accept weaker circulation as inevitable. You don't have to surrender performance to time. The secret isn't hidden in a prescription bottle. It's already in your bloodstream. You just have to activate it. Start tomorrow morning. Stay consistent. Stay curious. And most importantly, stay committed to becoming stronger than you were yesterday.